What if the voice in your head telling you you're a fraud is the only real imposter in your life? That persistent nagging feeling that you're going to be found out, that your accomplishments are a fluke, a result of luck, or that you've somehow deceived everyone around you into thinking you're more capable than you truly are. This is the hallmark of what psychologists in the 1970s, Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes, first identified as the imposter phenomenon, now widely known as imposter syndrome. It's not a formal diagnosis in the DSM, but rather a pervasive pattern of thought that can have very real, very limiting effects on our growth. It thrives in new environments and challenges, starting a new job, taking on a leadership role, or even just mastering a new skill. It's the internal friction that tells you that you don't belong, even when external evidence, promotions, accolades, positive feedback says you do. The primary effect of this syndrome on our growth is that it fosters a debilitating fear of failure. When you believe you're an imposter, any potential misstep feels like it could be the moment the curtain is pulled back and your perceived inadequacy is exposed. This can lead to two counterproductive behaviors: over-preparation and procrastination. The over-preparer polishes their work to an impossible standard, leading to burnout. The procrastinator, on the other hand, delays tasks to the last minute, so if the outcome isn't perfect, they can blame the lack of time, not a lack of ability. Both paths hinder genuine growth. Growth requires experimentation. It requires the courage to be a beginner, and it requires the grace to accept imperfection as part of the learning process. Imposter syndrome suffocates all three. So, how do we begin to overcome it? The first step is simple yet profound. Acknowledge and externalize the feeling. Give that voice a name. Call it the critic, the doubter, whatever you like. By separating it from your own identity, you can begin to observe its patterns without being consumed by them. The second, and perhaps most crucial step, is to reframe your thoughts and collect objective evidence. When the imposter voice says, "You just got lucky on that project," you counter it with the facts. "I succeeded on that project because I spent 10 hours researching, collaborated effectively with my team, and delivered the final presentation on time." Keep a brag file, an email folder, or a document where you save positive feedback and notes on your accomplishments. When doubt creeps in, you have a repository of cold, hard data to refute it. Finally, share your feelings with trusted mentors or peers. You will almost certainly discover that you are not alone. This normalization is incredibly powerful. Realizing that the successful people you admire have also felt this way shatters the illusion that real competent people never doubt themselves. The big idea is this: overcoming imposter syndrome isn't about eradicating self-doubt entirely. It's about developing the awareness to recognize it, the tools to challenge it with evidence, and the courage to act despite it. Your growth isn't defined by the absence of that doubting voice, but by your refusal to let it have the final say. True confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward anyway. So this week, listen for that imposter voice, acknowledge it, and then, armed with the evidence of your own efforts and achievements, tell it a different story. This has been Curious Growth, the Daily Dose. Keep growing.